In this video, we're going to look at average rate of change of a function with the h notation, as it's called. So what we're going to do is change the notation from x1, y1, and x2, y2 to put it in terms of h because it's more, it's just easier to look at instantaneous rate of change when we use this h notation for first average rate of change. So what we're going to do is, instead of calling the first point x1, we're just going to call it plain x. We'll just be more general there and drop the subscript. But the meaning doesn't change at all. We're just dropping the subscript. And we're going to let h be the distance between x or x1 or x, whichever you want to call it, and the second x value, x2. So h is going to be the distance between our two x values. So if that's the case, then x2 can be defined as the sum of x and h. Okay, and what you can do is imagine a little number line. We'll do a little sketch here. So imagine a number line here, and we want to find the average rate of change between two x values. So this is x or x1. And if the distance between those two x values is h, then we can redefine this x2 coordinate as all the way coming out to x1 plus an additional h units. So it can be defined as x plus h. If we do that, then the y values are, well, the first y value is f of x1, so it's now just f of x. It's the y coordinate at that value. And the y coordinate for x2, instead of calling it f of x2, we can now call it f of x plus h. So those are the y values on the 2 points that we have. Now let's look at average rate of change of a function between 2 points. So the average rate of change of the function between those 2 points is the change in y over the change in x. So it would be f of x plus h, that's the f of x2, minus f of x, f of x1, over x2 minus x1, which is now x plus h, is the x2, minus x1 is x. And we can simplify that, and we'll just have h left in the denominator. So the average rate of change in this h notation can be computed as f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And when the average rate of change of a function is written this way, it is often called a difference quotient. Graphically, let's look at what a difference quotient is. Well, the f of x plus h minus f of x, that's the change in these two y values between these 2 points. And the h is the distance between those 2 points. So graphically, the difference quotient is equal to the slope of the secant line that goes through x comma f of x and x plus h comma f of x plus h.